What's up, guys? Aldo Shifts bringing you back another video today highlighting the 2023 F150 with the Whipple Stage 2 Supercharger and why I messed up getting this kit over the other kits on the market. Let's get straight into it. So, overview on the truck before we go ahead and get into the rest of the video. It's going to be a Whipple Stage 2 kit from the factory or from the dealership installed by them. I went ahead and did that and the Ritech lowering kit, and it was outsourced to Edinburg Motorsports, the guy that built Oscar Moore and the guy that built my twin turbo kart. So it was a very trustworthy person. That's why I went ahead and did this whole thing. But other exterior mods that you guys might ask in the comment section is going to be a limited replica grill. This is actually from eBay. It looks really well. The difference is that it doesn't have that little gray stone kind of finish like the OEM one does. This is a full chrome finish, which I really like. Headed to the headlights. This is an OEM Raptor Euro headlights. I'm sorry, but the guy that actually was selling these on Facebook is actually on deployment right now. And if you try to find them anywhere else, they're like $2,500 for the pair, which is an insane amount. They're expensive as it is. You can get them for around $1,500, maybe, yeah, $1,500 plus or minus $200, $300. But $2,500 for these headlights, kind of crazy. I would just hold off until you find a good deal on them. OEM fog lights on the bottom side. So went ahead and wired that up with the Bullseye Auto wiring harness. Headed to the front wheel, we have a 255 45 rim 20 weld S77 wrapped in Nitto NT55 G2s in the current dimensions that I just said before. No modifications on the sides. Whenever it comes to the muffler, we have an XR1, a universal 3-inch muffler. Went ahead and cut out the resonator and the muffler, but we still have cats on this. On the rear itself, weld S77 polished wheel. Again, a 20 by 10 for the wheel size, and the tire size is a 295 40 rim 20. If I were to do it again, I might have actually gone with the square setup on this truck. But you know what? Whenever I get the bead lock and I can use a 20 by 7 in the front as a front skinny, I'm not going to have that complaint. Headed to the rear tail lights right here. These are going to be the OEM Raptor, kind of like black Dachshund tail lights. They look really good, and they have the full LED compared to the XL and XLT, which do not. So they make the truck stand out a lot. I do have some interior upgrades that I do want to do on the truck, but that's going to be for another video. We're going to go ahead and start talking about the mistake that I made up front with the Whipple Stage 2 kit. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Guys, let's get straight into it. So this truck has about 10,000 miles on it. With the Whipple Stage 2 kit, I have a little bit over 5,000 miles. Check out that review. But recently, I live in Texas, and it's starting to get hot. It's getting into those 85, 90-degree days, and I have some complaints of the Stage 2 Whipple kit with this weather. With the hotter weather, with the Whipple Stage 2 kit, and with the Roush blowers, you're going to see heat soak, since they are parasitic loss superchargers whenever it comes to heating up. Just like any other thing, turbos, centrifugal superchargers, etc. But with this kit in particular, you can really go ahead and notice a power loss whenever it comes to driving for a long time, and then you get on it. And by a long time, I mean like 20 to 25 minutes in the 85 to 90-degree weather, making cruises with my buddies and then racing this truck against their cars, naturally aspirated. The truck tends to lose a lot of horsepower, and a stock or almost basically stock Camaro SS 1 Elite can keep up with me. So I was very disappointed. Once the truck cooled out or cooled down, we went ahead and reran it, and it was a much better run with the truck putting at least 3 cars on them. And you know, that went ahead and made me think, it's like, if I really do want to race somebody, I really got to let the truck cool down. There is ways to solve this. Now, I do have a twin turbo car that makes 1,200 horsepower, so I do know a little bit about performance upgrades when it comes to the Whipple superchargers and just the Coyote platform overall. And putting an ice box on, or yeah, basically an ice tank, not ice box, my bad, but an ice tank in the truck will go ahead and help. But it's my daily driver. I don't want to be doing that. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to be doing that unless it's going to be your race truck, which for me, it's not at this point. So that's basically out of the question for me. What's the second option? I can go ahead and drop a pulley size, go Lund-tuned, E85, but that's going to cost about $3,500, because if you want to go E85 on this truck, you need a fuel system, you need injectors, and you need the tune. So that's at least $3,500 or $4,000 in upgrades, and that's not something I'm willing to do, and I'm kind of disappointed, you know, with the Whipple supercharger kit. I thought it would be holding up a little bit better than it is. It's not even the middle of summer yet. It's going to get a lot worse here in Texas. So I just know that I'm not going to be getting on the truck whenever it's hot, and I'm only going to be racing the truck or having some fun with it whenever it's actually time to do so. And that's just kind of like for insurance. Still being dumb, you know. The truck might have a warranty from the factory still, but that's not a reason for you to make bad decisions with performance vehicles. You want them to last, you got to take care of them. So that's my advice. And let's go ahead and get into the other ways to get rid of this, and what other kits on the market do I recommend if you don't want to be worrying about heat soak. Before we get any further into this video, I know I've said that like 5 times, but if you guys can go ahead and subscribe, like, and share this video with other people, it really helps the channel grow. I really appreciate the support on the F-150. You guys have been coming hard on the channel with plus 800, 900 subscribers in the last 3-4 months, and I really appreciate that. This month alone, I gained over 250, and it just kind of gives me the motivation to bring you more videos. And we're actually going to be able, I don't know, I might drag race this truck this weekend if you guys can get me over 2,000 by Saturday. Yeah, by Saturday. We're going to be at the drag race racing the twin turbo car. If you guys want to see the truck in action, I might be able to get some drag radios, throw them on, and see what the truck runs with the Stage 2 Whipple kit and a Ritech lowering kit. So if you guys are interested in that, subscribe, get me to 2,000, and we'll do it this Saturday. If you guys aren't looking to spend $4,500, but you still want a Whipple, and you don't want to put an ice box, you don't want to put a Lund tune, so you can remain with your with the factory warranty, one of the best options to do, which currently isn't available just yet, is going to be the Whipple Gen 6 superchargers. So this one is going to be a Gen 5, which is proven to be more efficient with the rotors and heat compared to the other generation Whipples that they've had in the past. But this Generation 6 is making over 750 horsepower on 93 with the same pulley, which is about 100 horsepower more than the current Gen 5. So that kit itself is going to be super rowdy, but it's not available for the F-150s just yet. It should be coming out here pretty soon. They already made it for the S650, so it should be rolling out for all the other platforms, including these trucks, or not these trucks in particular, but the 24s as well, here pretty soon in the next couple months. If I were you and you already have the money and you're willing to pull the trigger, call Whipple. Try to get a timeline from them. I personally should have done that for this video, but I didn't. But if you guys are going to be spending that money, save it till the Gen 6 comes out, because as soon as your Gen 5 comes in, the Generation 6 is going to be available for purchase, and you're going to go ahead and hate yourself. So don't make that mistake. Wanted to give you guys the news. As far as other heat soak problems, you can't get around it. You know, I live in Texas. The DA here is pretty horrible. You might get a cold front here and there. Between the months of October till like the beginning of March is going to be like basically the best weather. After that, 90 plus degrees, 100 plus degrees in the summer. So this truck is my daily. So I'm not going to modify it. I'm going to remain with the warranty as long as possible, and then I'll go ahead and go full street truck and, you know, or race truck. But that's not in the plans just yet. One of the best kits that I can recommend for daily driving after having this Whipple, having a centrifugal blower, and twin turbos is honestly going to be the Paxton. So the Paxton / Vortec blowers for these trucks make the same amount of power. It's going to be a different boost curve or power curve, but I feel like they're just as good. And you don't have to worry about heat soak as much whenever it comes to a Century supercharger. Yes, it's going to be making heat and stuff like that, but I feel like the efficiency overall isn't going to drop as astronomical as it was with the supercharger. I hated getting clowned on for even like that first 5 minutes, or for those 5 minutes that the Chevy SS with the cold air intake and an exhaust went ahead and kept up with this truck. That just wasn't fun for me, you know. I'm a very competitive person, and I know most car guys are. So if you don't want to get your feelings hurt, make sure you're not racing anybody whenever the truck is hot, or get a Paxton kit, get twin turbos, or do the other modifications that we talked about. Wait for the Gen 6, or go ahead and pull it down, make more power overall. But I feel like that's just as bad, you know, going back to making better decisions whenever driving an enhanced performance vehicle. So it is what it is, you know. Not everything's going to be perfect, and, you know, maybe I'll just move from Texas. I'll go somewhere else. Psych! I'm not leaving Texas. But that's basically going to round out today's video. If you guys want to go ahead and watch these next clips, we're going to be racing this weekend the twin turbo car at Spring Mayhem 956, hosted by Shrek Motorsports and David Zuniga with Zuniga Racing. They're going to have a 6.0 class, a 7.0 class, a streetcar class, a streetcar outlaw class, a small tire, full-size pickup trucks, and any class. I forgot the class that has like the most entries so far. It's like 30 plus cars. So I'm really excited to bring you that video this weekend. If you guys can go ahead and get me to 2,000 subscribers, we will race this truck. Not in the full size. We'll do a test and tune in it. We'll get some drag radios back there, see what the Stage 2 with the Ridetech Performance Kit does, straight out of the box. And I mean, I really don't want to race this truck, but if you guys do want to see me race it, 2,000 subs, that I don't feel like that's a hard goal at all. Y'all can definitely get me there, and we'll bring you that video. Attach to this, I'll attach a clip of EMP 956, the Edinburg Motorsports Park. They just went ahead and redid the whole surface, but watch the clip and you guys will enjoy the rest. Peace. Today we're here in Edinburg and we're actually headed back to San Antonio, but April 5th and 6th we are going to have 956 Spring Mayhem hosted by Shrek Motorsports, which is the guy that built my truck and my twin turbo car, and Zuniga Racing. They're putting together this event with Street Outlaw, Street Class, NA, Small Tire, Street Outlaw, full-size truck, and 7.0 index and a 6.0 index, I believe. But anyways, there's going to be a class for everybody, so I hope you guys can make it out. There's going to be information on Facebook at Edinburg Motorsports page, on Zuniga's Racing, and my personal Facebook page, Aldo Nava. I will be posting on Instagram as well. My Instagram is the same as my YouTube, which is Aldo Shifts. And today we're actually here at Edinburg Motorsports Park. I was actually be filming the video, and look at the surprise, the gates open, so we're going to go ahead and drive in, hopefully not get kicked off. But they recently went ahead and just redid this whole track. So from the starting line, or the burnout box, all the way till the quarter mile is brand new, resurfaced by Mass Traction, I believe, or I forget the name of the company itself, but they're the same people that went ahead and did Bradenton Motorsports Park. So this track is flawless right now. Now, as far as the outside amenities, as far as like the bleachers and the restrooms and everything like that, you know, we're gonna get there. But the track itself is a lot safer than it was, and people are cutting 160 foots now here. So it's not even prep right now, or it's semi-prep. They're doing what they can, but we're actually be hiring Mass Traction, which is kind of they're professionals when it comes to getting tracks ready when it comes to events, and we're basically gonna go ahead and try to show you the track itself. If you guys are racing, there's going to be a dedicated line for racers to go ahead and get in here, because it is going to be a packed house. And this is the track itself, so we're going to go ahead and drive in. There's going to be 2 check-in boxes, or 2 check-in booths with lots of parking, and yeah. So right here itself, we do have the burnout box, or the burnout pit. So there's going to be action there all weekend, and they are hosting an official burnout, so there is going to be money given on top of that. All the classes themselves are going to have payouts. Right now we're at over $25,000 payouts over 6 or 7 classes. And right here, this is going to be the pit itself for the racers themselves. We're going to go ahead and have already dedicated spots. Most of them are going to be reserved already, but there is going to be free parking, I believe, on Friday. On Saturday, I'm pretty sure everyone's paying $25 for spectators, $12 and under get free. And this is the actual track itself right here. I'll go ahead and try to show you the track surface itself, but I'm not even supposed to be in here, so I'm gonna make it quick. So this is the completely brand new renovated track. As you can tell, the surface is on point. New timing systems, new timing board components, and basically the bleachers and all this other stuff is going to be hopefully renovated here pretty soon, with the support of you guys coming out and supporting racing and coming and spectating even whenever your car isn't ready. So we expect you guys to be here. I'd really appreciate it if you guys can come out. There is going to be a food truck, there's going to be a bunch of music, there's going to be a lot of fast cars, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get an 8-second pass here, hopefully. And I'm just going to turn up the car and let's see what it does.